Look, I think going back to when I made the decision to step away from the format, obviously there was a few things to consider and think about to get myself into that place to make that decision. But look, it's been a while since then, and as you go forward, you find yourself in different situations and different opportunities present itself. And when you get closer to those, the few conversations you have with the sort of right people, i.e. sort of like Joss, Keezy and Motti, it sort of becomes, like a, World Cup. We won in 2019. We've got the chance to go back there and win back-to-back, World Cups. So when you put all that in front of you, it's quite hard to sort of not be interested in that.
Absolutely. So it's not a case of Mo did you a solid, you're going to do just as solid.
No, I think people would like it to be like that, but no, it's not.
So on the decision itself, it's clearly a decision that you've given a lot of thought to, like family, manager, and like you say, Keezy. What has changed in those circumstances that you now think, right, let's go and defend this World Cup?
Look, I think when you put just simplify it for what it is, it's everyone knows what an honour it is to go out and represent your country, regardless if it's a World Cup or not. But being involved in that 2019 period with yourself as captain, it was just an amazing thing to be a part of, and winning that was one of the highlights of my career. So going back and being able to try and defend it, I think that sort of speaks in the volume for it.
And have you isolated this World Cup just on its own, or have you looked past it? And how's the body?
Yeah, I think for me, at this moment in time, it's sort of about taking everything as it comes. It's actually nice to come into the environment away from the test stuff actually, and not have the added responsibility of being captain and making decisions. And I think we'll just get to the end of the World Cup hopefully, and we have a successful campaign, and then we'll make more decisions from there.
And looking ahead to the World Cup, as a squad, you've 17 players here at the moment. That doesn't fit into 15. Like, given your role as Test captain, you've never shied away from big decisions. You've left Harry Brook out this time last year for the whole summer. It's funny that he's the name that crops up again. But what's the key to not getting those decisions wrong?
I think decision making and getting them right or wrong obviously depends on if the decision you make goes well. But I think when you make those decisions, you have to be very clear and almost brutal that the decision we're going to make is actually the reasons for that is to benefit the team with what you think is going to be the most impactful. Doesn't always go that way, but when you're picking from quality players, you would hope that at some point in the future that decision will go in your favour. But look, picking individuals in a team, it's all about that decision around being what's best for the team at that any given time, and whether that be sort of conditions or the type of game you're playing, the format, every decision you make as a leader is definitely based on what you think is the best for the team.
And how important is it to manage the noise outside the group and manage inside the change room, given the consequence a big decision might have?
Yeah, I think that's where it's important to make sure that the most important opinions are the ones within the dressing room. People have got a job to do outside the dressing room to have their opinion. A lot will be spoken about selections and stuff like that. But being true to yourself as a leader is what I've found been sort of easy to do. That is, being very clear with my players in the test format and really knowing where they stand. And then again, just the most important opinions and decisions are the ones that are made in the dressing room.
And looking ahead to this series and the World Cup, has Joss spoken to you about the role that you'll play? Will you bowl? Where will you bat?
Not really. I mean, I think, I said yesterday in an interview that when I said to Joss, I'm happy to make myself available for selection, I did say to him, I think, when you make your decision, you have to base that around me not bowling a ball. And it was nice hearing it from Joss that he didn't take too long to say, even with that, we are going to take you out as a batter. I'd love to have you there. So, yeah, it was nice.
That's obviously reassuring. You've played a vast amount of cricket in India. What do you think the challenges for the team are going to be during that World Cup?
I think India alone, it's just a completely different beast when you go out there and play cricket. The atmosphere you get at every ground is, just completely different to anywhere else in the world. It's, as everyone knows, cricket is a religion out there, and it's just huge. So I think the teams who can deal with the pressure and the atmosphere, playing in a World Cup but also playing in India, whoever can control their emotions the best, in crunch moments in particular, I think will come out on top.